All right, so you got 10,000 or maybe 100,000 streams on streaming platforms this month. Now what? And I know I've asked that multiple times if you followed me here or on Music Making Sense podcast or Apex Music System, or whether you're involved in my newsletter campaign where I send out weekly bits of information, tips and tricks in the music industry and stuff like that, and really just thought-provoking emails where I bring something to attention and really just want you all to think. But in this, today in this video, I really wanted to dive into that again because I work with multiple different artists to help them with their marketing, and it doesn't matter what stage that they're in. It seems like they are always still in stage one. And stage one is the most important. So there are multiple different stages when it comes to gaining fans and gaining audience and stuff like that. And stage one is one of the most important. Stage one and stage two are almost equally important. So stage one is getting the attention, getting and maintaining the attention. And that's where you actually, you're on social media, you're putting out stuff on streaming platforms, you're putting out music videos, going on podcasts, radio shows, stuff like that, right? That's the getting of the attention. The maintaining of the attention is honestly similar. You would do the same thing. You stay consistent. Consistency is key. Without consistency, you fail. But you also have to take these people, this attention that you got, and turn it to the next level, which is stage two. And stage two is where you are selling people your music. You're selling people your merchandise. You are having people come to your shows. And then also there's the free aspects where people are sharing your music, sharing your posts, sharing your videos, and really just becoming all about you, actually investing in you, their time, their efforts, and their money. And that's where a lot of artists really want to focus. They're like, hey, look, I want to make money, but I want to do it as cheap as possible. Well, yeah, that's how you maintain profits. All right, I understand business. Trust me, I got you on that. But you don't understand that when it comes to the marketing element, marketing is just gaining the attention, but sales is actually capitalizing on that attention. And yes, I know there's going to be a purist that listens to this and they think, oh, well, it's not all about money, man. It's the art and, the fan connection and, yeah, I understand. I want you to keep all that. I'm 100% on board with y'all doing it all for the fans, leaving it all on the stage, leaving it all in the studio for them, and really giving them 10,000% of you. That's what's going to make fans happen, right? Fan is short for fanatical. They have to be fanatical about you, who you are, what you stand for, your music, everything. And in order to do that, you have to give them 10,000%. However, at the same time, just like a race car, if you run out of gas, you can't go anymore. You can't run that race no more. And that's where the money comes in. Now, obviously, if you have an investor and they're backing you and then they're taking a percentage or whatever, and your lifestyle is taken care of, then you don't really have to worry as much about the money portion, the business portion, right? You're just like, hey, look, I'm just going to be out here and be an artist, and most people don't have somebody funding their career like that. The closest thing most people would have would be actually signing to a label. And a lot of artists who, I was talking to an artist just the other day. He said, he doesn't really know about a lot of the business stuff, and he doesn't really care about a lot of business stuff. He just wants to be an artist. And I get that, man. I've heard that a ton. Most artists say that, and then they say, oh, well, if I could just get signed to a label. It's like, you have nothing to bring to the table. The label is going to own your ass in all the ways if you have nothing to bring to the table. So you have to invest into yourself. You have to make sure that you have the systems put in place, because if you're out here and you're creating the content to gain the attention and you have no way of directing people to anything other than your streaming platforms, you are failing. You're failing as an artist, and you're failing yourself because you're not building a future. And I talk to y'all all the time about this. I talk to artists all the time about this. You gotta have a website. And a lot of people think, oh, website, man, that's so old school. No, it's crucial. Every record label has a website. Every big time artist has a website. So if you want to be signed to a label, you want to be big time or medium time, right? You want to make money, you have to have the platform to make money. You can't just sit around here. Another thing here too, you just can't sit around here and bitch that you only get half a penny or maybe even a full penny per stream on streaming platforms. Oh, streaming platforms, billion-dollar companies, and they're stealing from us. Well, you're not doing what you need to do to capitalize off of that. And I've said this on this channel multiple times. I've said this on... Oh, sorry, I guess I repost this to... I post this video, for those of y'all who don't know, I post it to Apex Music Systems, YouTube, and stuff like that, which is my company. And then I also post it to... it's my company where I help people, help artists with their music marketing, right? Then I also post it to Music Making Sense podcast channel, which is my podcast that I co-host with KP, and it looks like we're probably just gonna have Capone on whenever he can make it as well too. But anyway, I've said it multiple times. Honestly, I'll be real with y'all. I had to fucking stop the video and go back because I forgot what I was talking about before I went on the thing talking to y'all about where I post this and that. But anyway, a lot of people bitch about the streaming platforms, right? And how they don't pay and all that shit. But I've been saying it on this channel, both channels, Apex Music System, Music Making Sense podcast. Music Making Sense podcast has been going on for a year now as the time of me making this. Since July of 2023 is when we first started recording. And then we started putting out in August or whatever. But I've been saying this for a long time. So me and KP have both been saying that you have to treat streaming platforms as what they are, which are marketing and promotional platforms. They are the new radio. Yeah, you make some money off of it, right? You make money off of Spotify and Deezer and Apple Music and all that stuff, right? You make some money. But it's nothing compared to sales. And it's always been like that too. On regular radio, you guys spend a lot of money to get on there, and then you make some money back, but you don't make near the same amount, right? But you do it for the attention. And that's why I had a client ask me this the other day. They're like, well, why would I spend hundreds of dollars on ads and only to get, maybe $100 back, or, only a fraction of that back, right? And I'm like, well, if you're getting 25, 30 to 40%, that's solid. Of what you spend, you get that back in royalties. That's solid. If any more than that is great, right? But marketing, running ads, that's just gaining the attention. The actual conversion is when you bring people to platforms that you own. And here's the nuts and bolts right here. I've said this I first came up with this concept in 2021. I told one of my buddies about this, and he's another artist as well too. He didn't start doing it, and honestly, I didn't start doing it because since 2021, I really haven't focused on my music that much. I've been using my music as test case situations for different marketing strategies that I want to test out. And if I don't have an artist who's willing to let me test, then I'll just do it on myself, right? And but I came up with this then. I've been saying it ever since Music Making Sense podcast started. Every time me and KP come to you and we talk to you about how, treat streaming platforms like marketing promotional platforms, right? You're putting money in just to get attention. Yeah, you make some money back, but you just use that, roll that back into your marketing budget for the next month, right? I've been saying it the whole time, is what you need to do to capitalize off of that is put what's called a call to action at the end of your song, right? You can either do a half track or a full track. My first initial concept was the half track idea, where on streaming platforms, you put out a song, right? And the first half of the track plays like nobody's business, right? It plays nothing from. The second half of the track, after the hook, it just goes to beat, and then you come in and you say, hey, appreciate you tuning into my song, blah, 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 customize it, right? Appreciate you tuning into my song, blah, blah, blah. If you liked it, I would greatly appreciate if you went to my website, blah, blah, blah.com, where you can find this song and many other songs available for download exclusively off my website. As you may or may not know, streaming platforms don't really help the artists as much as what the fans want. And so if you go there directly, you can support me, blah, blah, blah. You can say something like that. Or my personal preference is where you say, hey, appreciate you checking out the song, blah, blah, blah. If you like it, you can go over to blah, blah, blah.com and you can get an absolutely free download of this song right now. So go ahead and go check it out. Go over there, you can check out this song plus other songs in my catalog that you can download for free directly to your phone. You can listen to it when you don't have internet. You don't have to worry about paying a streaming platform, monthly fee in order to have access to listen to the music that you want to without ads. You can just download my music directly to your phone. Make sure you check out blah, blah, blah.com. Again, free downloads, go check it out, right? That's what I like to say. And like I said, originally it was, hey, make a half track, give people a taste, and then put that in there. But I've evolved over the last year or so to be like, hey, look, just give them the full track. Just give them the full track. And when they go to your website and they download that thing for free, and right next to it, you have the option for them to pay for it, to buy it, for them to donate to it. Sorry, I'm going to put this hood on in a second if I keep getting attacked by bugs. But for those of y'all who are familiar, I got this hood on. Normally I wear it, but I'm getting self-conscious about wearing it in videos because it makes me look like a crazy person. But anyway, I am crazy. Anyway, I'm like, hey, look, how about this? You give people on the website, they have the option to buy right next to the download, and then they also have an option to donate, right? So that way they can download for free if they want, or you're giving them the option where they can give you money in some way, shape, or form directly to you. And then once they do that, you've got their email address. Now you can reach out to them, and you can say, hey, appreciate you for downloading my music or purchasing it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then when you have a new project coming out, you hit those people up first and you tell them, hey, I got this new song about ready to come out. Like, you engage them. There's different ways that you can engage them. You can have them participate in deciding which song is going to get a music video, participate in which song is going to come out next. And you can even just do pre-sale campaigns where you can sell it directly to them on your website before it even hits streaming platforms, before you're even talking about it on social media. That's where you have your insiders crew, where you can actually nurture that fan base. And if you send people to your website, you can do that. And a lot of people don't send people to their website. A lot of people fuck up on that. And so I've had this idea for a while. I've been talking about it on Music Making Sense podcast and even here on Apex Music System. If you've ever had a marketing consultation with me, I've talked to you about it more than likely as well. And it's just something that you need to do. It's very, very simple. All you have to do is have two different versions. You have the streaming version and the sale version. All right. One version with that at the end where you're saying, hey, come to my website. And then another one where you don't. And if you don't have a website, you're fucking up. You need a website. You have to have a website. So if any one of you, it's your first time listening to me, I know you're probably thinking, hey, wait a second, Harkos, like, I've been hearing people talk about this here lately as well too, man. Are you just regurgitating shit? No, I've been talking about this for a while, and the record speaks for itself. Go check out previous episodes of Music Making Sense Podcast. You go to some of the earlier episodes where we're talking about Spotify ripping you off and streaming platforms, you know, stealing from you, stuff like that. Streaming is bullshit. You know, some of those earlier episodes and even some of the more recent episodes, you can go and check those out, and you will see that I've been saying this for quite a while on record, while everybody else was on the train about, hey, get off streaming platforms. I'm sitting here saying, no, stay on streaming platforms. Put a call to action at the end of your song. And now everybody else is coming around. And so, yeah, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Capone made a good point when I was kind of venting to him about this. He's like, hey, look, man, you know, all ideas are just on the shelf and you find them and take them. It's all in the ether. And I'm like, yeah, that's correct. Because I do agree with that as well. That ideas, you know, all knowledge in the universe is there already, and then you access it at certain points and certain times in your life. And so that's 100%. And, you know, this just goes to show me, this is what I was telling him too, this goes to show me that whenever I have these ideas, I just need to put them into action immediately, put them out here to y'all. And so, yeah, keep tuning in right here. Whenever I have ideas like this, you'll get notified about them before the industry is tagging along with them. I'm not saying I'm a prophet or some fucking Nostradamus or fucking a genius, but I always try to think outside the box, and that's what we do over on Music Making Sense Podcast as well too. So if you're not already tuned in to Music Making Sense Pod, make sure you check it out. MusicMakingSensePod.com, ApexMusicSystem.com. Go to both places, check them out. Again, Apex Music System is my personal company where I help artists with their marketing. Music Making Sense Pod is a podcast where we talk about all kinds of things, music marketing, and help artists out with discussion, tips and tricks, all that fun shit, right? But if you want to stay on top of things and think outside the box and try to be ahead of the curve, you have to tune into us, all right? Ignore a lot of these other people and shit like that, because half of them see a trend going on and then they want to hop on it with the content and they just repeat what they've heard. And some people, like yours truly, like KP over at Music Making Sense Podcast, Capone, and other guests that we bring on from time to time, we are all ahead of the curve. We think about things in a realistic way. We think about things in a practical way. And we're always trying to find the best way to do things. And we work one-on-one with artists every day, trying to help them maximize their growth. So if you want to do that as well too, make sure you keep tuning in. And of course, if you want to work one-on-one, hit us up. But first, take all of your music on streaming platforms, re-upload the new audio of you having a call to action at the end where you're telling people to go to your website. And if you don't have a website, you can build it yourself. And I have a video out called Smart URLs or Websites, which is better. It's available on this channel. Go check it out, where I walk you through exactly how I set up websites to where you can have them up and running for as low as $25 a year, and you get full everything: streaming, sales, connections to all your platforms, email marketing integration, everything like that. So make sure you go check that out, build it yourself. If you need some help, let me know. But make sure you are taking advantage of every opportunity. And every opportunity that you're in front of somebody, let them know, hey, I got a website. Hey, this is how you support me. But don't be begging them all the time and shit like that. Just entertain. And when they go to your music at the end, tell them to go to your website. Y'all have a good one.